Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, my friends. This is, of course, the MRC show that never ends. Welcome to the Principality here in Monaco for the Tier 1 Boys Round 6 of Season 17 here in MRC. A bit of an unusual one this evening. You've got me in the commentary box rather than on track due to unfortunate injuries that it's causing a bit too much pain that stopping me from racing and being on track this evening. But so I'm here in the commentary box to bring all the action to you lovely people at home. And I'm not alone. I have got with me our Tier 2 Championship leader, securing another podium again earlier this evening. Mr. C8 Lou is with us. Good evening, my friend.
Good evening.
Yeah, well, this is a bit sunnier than you've had, isn't it? It's difficult one for the Tier 2 boys, but sunny here for these guys. I bet you're a bit jealous now, aren't you?
Well, quality we had dry weather, so that was fine.
Yeah.
I hate the weather in the game because when you look at the weather in quali, it said 15 minutes to rain, which, to be fair, it then was that in the race. But I'm sure when I looked at, whilst we were just in before the formation lap, it was like rain's not coming till the end of the race. So I was like, oh yeah, mostly dry. And then I think we had rain about lap 12 or 13, was it?
Yeah, it came quite early, didn't it? Yeah.
It was just pain after that.
Yeah, it was a big struggle for all the drivers, wasn't it? And you know, another podium for yourself, mate. It helps you with your championship, so it's a pretty good season so far for you.
Yeah, I mean, how I did the first 4 races that I did, not a clue. I knew it had to come to an end at some point. I was hoping for a 100% streak, but I knew it was never going to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, give somebody else a bit of a chance. It's a bit like the boys here, isn't it? When you've got Benny, Ugoni, save you up there as well. We've got Calvin having a great season, and up there as well. You can't really call these Tier 1 races.
No, especially around here as well, obviously, because in the race I felt like I was quicker than the person I was behind, but it's so hard to get past unless you're going to go for like a silly dive bomb. It's really difficult, but I don't want to go for a stupid dive bomb because I don't want to give myself damage or the other person damage.
No, absolutely.
So it's like you've kind of got to pressure them into them making a mistake, which the person did, but obviously because the track's so narrow, I still couldn't get past him.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that's it. Then you have that risk then of colliding with the car who's made that error, whether it's just turned in a bit too soon, clip the inside wall, or clip the outside wall on the exit, and it just slows them down. It is such a tough circuit. It is a complete and utter onslaught, isn't it?
Yeah, it was turn 3 into turn 4. He got a bit sideways in turn 3, so I thought I'll try and go around the outside, but turn 4 leads from inside to outside, so I'm like, I can't get past.
Yeah, and it's so now I think with these cars, they're so long and so wide. It just makes it 10 times worse, doesn't it? Then we have seen fewer and fewer overtakes, I think, especially here in MRC over the seasons as the games progress, the cars get bigger, and there's hardly any opportunity to make an overtake around here. And this is all about, of course, we're implementing, of course, the standard, the 2-stop, mandatory 2-stop strategy that they have in real life, and I think that could throw the cat amongst the pigeons a little bit. It depends on how people are going to look to use the tyres. We saw only a couple of drivers start on the hard tyres in Tier 2, and it's going to be an interesting one to see what happens. Martin said it's all dry for the race, so it's going to be an interesting feat, I think, to see how the tyres are used, who uses a lot in this session. And then, of course, like we all know, the risk of the safety cars is always going to be there as well around here.
Yeah, that was one thing I was surprised about in the Tier 2 race. Yes, we had a couple of VSCs, but not a single safety car. I was expecting one to appear, and it just never did.
Yeah, it's a strange one how it sort of works itself out, isn't it? It's going to be a tricky one, and you never know exactly what it's going to come. And I think some tracks that it tends to not use those full safety cars, and it is like you said, that you're expecting something, you're expecting, you know, that to happen, the field to bunch, an opportunity for pit stop. and it just doesn't always happen that way. It doesn't always come, does it?
Yeah, just watch Ben's lap day. He did a 9.6. I think he got a little bit impeded by the McLaren that's just passed him, so it would have put him off going into Rascasse. So he went a bit deep. So I think he's got a lot of time in the final sector there.
Well, you just mentioned, funny enough, he had in the practice session, was it earlier or yesterday, that was it an 8.7 or something you said it was?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, I mean, when I first started practicing for this, I was struggling to get in the 10s. I was like, that's how bad my practice was going. Eventually got down into the 9s, but they came far and few between. Probably for like every 15 laps, I did one in the 9s. Like, that's how frequent they came. It's just so difficult to just constantly put it all together, because I think it's just after the swimming pool section, literally, you turn in a bit too early, a clip the wall pushes you wide, or you turn in, you brake a bit too late, and then you invalidate. It's just fine margins everywhere.
Yeah, it is round here, isn't it? Because the track is so narrow, and as you said, you know, it's one corner leads to another as well, and then it's just that never-ending bombardment of picking your braking point, of picking the acceleration, that turning point as well, as you say. Everything has to be absolutely perfect. And in qualifying, of course, low fuel with the best tyres. But then it's in the race when you've got the heavy fuel, the car behaves completely differently. Understeer starts to come in a little bit, and then you know, it's just a bit sluggish for the car. It is tricky, to say the least.
Yes, Savey's on a lap. He's currently 3/10 up, just coming into Rascasse now.
Yeah, we're just watching Calvin finish his lap. Quite close, you know, we've got a Benny going up there, Calvin at 10-0. Where is Savey as he's coming up to the line now? Is he going to improve? He does, but stays 5th. So who's Notorious on an outlap? So please take care of my car, Notorious. That is mine, usually. So I'm hoping, you know, I shouldn't really be a bit biased, but I kind of have to be this. I try not to be, because of course my teammate Chris in 6th currently and Notorious in my car. I've got to kind of, oh well, not when you do that, mate. Come on, that's my car. You just hit the wall. Can't be doing that. That's my job. Well, it is this season. It's not been a good one so far. Evening, Mr. Mond. Look, well done for having a go with the Tier 1 boys. So, congrats to you. Who we got there?
Chris is currently a quarter of a second up through Sector 1.
Let's have a look at my teammate in action. He comes through the tunnel section. No cars ahead of him. Nice, clean track. Goes through Nouveau Chicane. Take as much curb as possible. Easy to invalidate. There were a couple of corners in here, and Ant mentioned it in qualifying, but Chris is absolutely flying at this moment in time. Let's have a look as he comes into Rascasse to finish off his lap. Oh, big slide on the exit of Rascasse. Hopefully it hasn't cost him too much time. And out to Vansley News. What's it going to be? It is an improvement, but lost about a quarter of a second in that. That could have put him up to potentially top 4. But still time in that. But yeah, Anthony said in commentary that there were quite a few penalties in Tier 2, and it's surprising, but there are a number of corners you can invalidate on, isn't there? There's a few that, you know, turn 1 for example, then you've got the Nouveau Chicane as the second one, and through the swimming pool section as well, you can invalidate your lap, and it's just a horrible feeling, isn't it, especially around here.
9-1 from the Joe.
Wow, we're getting to the 8s. I think we are going to see the 8s.
Yeah, Ben's 2/10 down on his lap, but I was on him just as he was about to start his lap, and I don't know who the Aston Martin was. Somebody came out the pit and literally came directly onto the track, so he had to swerve round him just as he was starting his lap.
Yeah, that's horrible. That, you know, they would have got a big penalty for that. I mean, he's gone purple middle sector. Let's watch the end of the lap. Turning early, get the car stopped, slides out of Rascasse, neat through the final corner, pushing towards the line, and it's a 9.4. Does improve.
Yeah, he probably would have been challenging the Joni if he didn't have the issue with whoever that Aston Martin was.
Yeah, that's a strange one. I
It
wonder if it was...
literally, no joke, it literally came straight onto the track. It was like literally parked sideways on the track.
Wow. That's really strange. I mean, both Astons are out on track, so we can't actually narrow that down. But another one for this lap is quite interesting, and obviously you've just raced this, so you could probably give us a little bit more insight than anyone else. The ERS levels, we're seeing a lot of the drivers coming down the start-finish straight, and they've got 20% or so left already coming down the start-finish straight, and you can harvest very, very easily around here, can't you?
Not necessarily, because obviously it's a high downforce track. You're already struggling to harvest, and because obviously the corners are so slow, it's not really heavy braking zone, so the recharge to get back actually takes ages. You know, like with some circuits, I'm just going to use Spa because we're going there next week. If you were to do like a back-to-back lap, as in a push lap, a cool down, and then go again, you'll obviously in that one lap have time to recharge. In this, you'll be lucky to get half your battery back if you wanted to do a push again.
Oh, okay. It
just takes ages to get your ERS levels back here.
Right, Ant massively up on his time, but he's got a kick Sauber ahead of him into Raskas. Finally moves out of the way, but that's going to hamper Ant massively. He was hugely up on his previous time. Could have seen a mid to low 110s. What's it going to be? So we're still going to see that at 110.7. Did lose time in that final sector, and only 8th for Ant. Where is his teammate? There he is, going up through top of the hill. We're going to have a look on board, of course, soon. Yeah, Monster said he was actually behind as well. The Aston at the pitch at the edge just seemed to turn left, so Monster saw it as well. So, a bit of a strange one. Saviour now up to 4th, right behind Calvin. I mean, that is very close. 3rd, 4th, 5th, less than a tenth of a second. It's the top two. They've got 6/10 Benny to his teammate.
Yeah, it's because it's one of those tracks where obviously it's kind of like a hungry type track because it's so short. You have to be all out. If you're not all out, you're not going to get the lap time. Yeah. And obviously, as you said, it's easy to invalidate in certain places. You just got to throw the car and just pray, really.
Yeah, hope that it grips, hope that you've timed it right, hope that you've carried the speed, and then, if it does as you hope that it's going to do, that then you can react when it does it, and not sort of be surprised by it. A lot of drivers are improving by over a second. There's a massive improvement from Nick on a 10.8 now. So yeah, a lot of drivers really pushing on, and it's good to see, to be fair. G-Stats, have a look, he's finished his lap. Anyways, out the way. Notorious is in the pits. I mean, you're in the position I would normally be in, so fair play to you. Single track is going to be in the pits at the end of this lap. Calvin in the pits.
I'm not sure if Notorious is actually in the game because a while ago I saw him leave the session.
Oh, has he?
I don't know if he's got back in.
Oh heck, I don't have him, and I'm obviously live, so I'm not sure I'm able to do it. Hopefully he does. There's Anton Alapi, he's on a cool down lap. So is Nick as well. Sarge on a flyer. Keep an eye through sector 1, 2.5 tenths up currently. We're going to do an onboard lap very shortly, ladies and gents. Of course, round this infamous circuit steeped in history, one of the original circuits that have featured since 1950 on the Formula 1 calendar. Of course, there were races before that, but none of them were part of the championship at that point. Of course, 75th year of the Formula 1 official championship this year. Goni and Benny now leaving the pits with 3:45 left to go. So I'm going to quickly leave that, and we're going to watch Chris on an onboard lap. The Ferrari going down the start-finish straight, the only DRS on, into the first corner. Sandero gets it nailed. Don't want to take too much inside track. Got a car ahead. Here comes a Boulevard into Massenet. Long turn 3, carrying as much speed, but set yourself up for Casino. Turn 4, the Haas staying out the way. Downhill braking into Mirabeau. Difficult to get that quite right there. And of course, the Grand Hotel hairpin slowest circuit on the F1 calendar, then part to the second part of Mirabeau, and then Portier, turn 8, get the power down, get the drive out of there as we come through the tunnel, flat out, turn 9, there it is, back into the sunshine, and spot the braking point for the Nouveau chicane. Too much on the inside, you can end your race early, too much on the right, and it can hurt, and you have invalidated. Throwing it into turn 12 to back, flat out through the first part of the swimming pool section. 2 stabs, had to take through 15, 16. Then heavy braking second part of Raskas, slightly wide from Chris, but it's neater than it was previously as he goes through Anthony Nuge. And then turn 19, flat out now towards the line. It's going to be an improvement. It's a 9.9 from Bailey. Good improvement into the 9s. Neat lap.
Yeah,
Ooh, Benny's a 10th though.
I think getting anything in the 9s is a great lap.
Anything in the 9s to me is a bit alien. Let's be honest. I mean, the 10s at the minute are, well, to be fair, I would just like to be racing. I thought when of course my injury it's to do with my Achilles tendon in my right foot, so it's not something, it's affecting me just driving naturally and everything, so everything, it's hampering everything at the moment. Of course, I do have problems with my ankles for some unknown reason. Oh, Bennett gets it very wrong at the final corner. Is it going to be an improvement? It's not from Benny. What about Ugoni? Has that just opened the door? A 9.1 still. Slight improvement for Ugoni.
I'm not sure if Ben would have had him. He was a 10th up going into Raskas.
Yeah, but he made mistakes in the second sector as well. Was really on the edge, pushing very, very hard indeed. Save it, not on a lap. Bobo slightly up on his time. But yeah, this injury is just... I thought, yeah, okay, give this week a rest, because on and off throttle as this track is, would cause me a lot more pain. And now I'm sat here. I miss it already. I wish I could race. It's whether or not I would finish, whether or not I would crash out of the wall, whatever would happen. That's it, come what may. I tell you what, there's a few of the cars on their outlaps pushing on, pushing through. And that could affect Bobo, and I think he's bailed on his lap. He has done, because we had, I'm not sure who it was a McLaren, and I think it was potentially one of the Williams boys, pushing on to get through, to get their lap in, 26 seconds left, but so Bobo can go again. But that's really not ideal at all. That's hampered him quite a lot.
I think Saviour's coming, I think he's just done a double warm-up, so I think he's just about to make the line from the looks of it.
Yeah, 10 seconds ago he should do.
But he's also got somebody in front of him, so I don't know if they're just starting a lap.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's like a Red Bull. Oh no, they pulled out the way of him.
Alright, let's have a look with the German as the checkered flag falls. People now on their final flying laps. Let's have a look. What can Saviour? Oh, that was an Alpine. I think that was Benny.
Yeah.
Oh, Saviour's out, Saviour! Oh no! Oh, disappointing into the first part of Mirabeau. Got it wrong. Is out of this session, but it was Bobo that, not Benny. Sorry,
lost his wing.
Yeah, I think that put him off. To be honest, Armour improves and goes ahead of his teammate, just about into 6th. Rassam improves well up to 8th. Great qualifying for Rassam.
Turn 4 is obviously really hard, because obviously just as you're coming round, you've got a bump. If you get on the power a bit too early, I did it a number of times in practice, get on the throttle too early, your car's just gone.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That bump's all, and then further down the hill as well, that's got the bump as well, and it's horrible. It is very, very tricky. What can Ant do? Does improve. He's up to 8th. Who else on a lap? G-Star invalidated. That is it. Everybody's finished their laps. So Goni takes pole from Ben, with Bailey in 3rd, Calvin in 4th, Saviour in 5th, ahead of the Alpines of Armour and Bobo, and in 8th, and then Rassam 9th. Nick BT round out the top 10, Sargent 11th, Mamadev in 12th, Sociopath 13th, G-Star 14th, Soze 15th, Mr. Mond, good lap, in 16th ahead of Loppy. Then Airways, Single Track, and Notorious. Hopefully he'll be back in the session. So, yeah, that was a Fast and Furious session. That was, I mean, we've got 39 laps to come around here. And I mean, you've just experienced it. It's long and hard. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, very.
It's just no
I mean,
break, no rest, is there?
probably been the hardest race that I've had to do, like concentration wise.
Hmm.
It's just, as you said, I'm sure somebody said it previously about because they like to have a joke saying like, oh, sim racers aren't real sim racers, and I think they used Monaco as an example with all the gear changes that an actual racer has to do,
Hmm.
and the person was like, well, we still have to do it, we're the same.
Yeah.
So like, I can't remember the amount of gear changes that they said. It was
Oh,
ridiculous the amount they reckoned that we had to do throughout the entire race distance.
I'm not sure what
I
it is
think
over
it,
the race distance. I'd love to see that in the YouTube chat if you find it yourself, Lou. But it's it's ridiculous. It's probably, I think it is the most, isn't it? Because I mean, you use second, third, fourth more than any time on the calendar, and very rarely you don't really use eighth, do you? Really around here, you
no,
just
that I
about
think
get there down the start finish rate when you've got the DRS, but that's about it.
yeah, I think you get up to seventh down the main straight, seventh going up to turn three, and then seventh again going down to the Nouvelle chicane.
Yeah, yeah, it's very rare anything else gets used, doesn't it? So no, it is. That's why, of course, maximum downforce, isn't it? This track, and a lot of the teams have special setups, including they usually have a special steering rack, don't they, to be able to combat the hairpin with it being 30 mile an hour, which a 30 mile an hour corner is in reality in a real life car quite a fast corner. Sometimes you would say, but in one of these, it's nothing. It's a snail's pace.
Yeah,
Of course, used to turning, change direction at 120 to 150 mile an hour. So 30 mile an hour is it's more difficult for these cars. Of course, they work with the airflow, and at those speeds, there's just none of it. Which, of course, why we have the full downforce available to these cars and the
also
Formula One
not
drivers.
a great turning circle for them for the cars either, is it?
No, definitely not. No, I think some of the yachts in the Monte Carlo harbour have better turning circles than a Formula One car.
Yeah, I've just had a quick Google. I thought it was a lot more than this. They reckon it's approximately 47 gear changes per lap round here. For some reason, I thought it was a lot more than that.
Yeah, I would have said that actually. I was going to the 70s, to be fair.
Yeah, I had in my head around the 80s, to be honest.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because it's each corner you up to fourth, down to third, up to fourth, down to second, sort of kind of. It's one gear change because it's that short sort of spurt from one corner to another.
Potentially, yes, because I'm gonna just keep going back to it all the time. Like turn three, four, you're coming up obviously in seventh. Take the turn three into fourth, and then as you come into turn four, shift down into third, and then back up into fourth really quickly.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of almost minimal. Yeah, and like you come out to Rascast, some people take it in second, some in first, up to second. You generally keep it in second for the final corner, so you're not changing between those either. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
I think the more we think about it, we go, yeah, okay, fair enough, don't we? Let's have a look in the YouTube chat. Good evening, everybody. Don't forget, of course, to hit the thumbs up, like button. Monster says that it's a bit weird in a Mercedes. Yeah, you're not used to that one, are you? He saw what happened with the Aston Martin. Yeah, Monster, you gained a big time as well, and it's 3 times in 5 days. You are going to be the Monaco expert by the end of tonight. Either that or completely despise the place. It's a bit of a toss-up, I would say, at that point.
To begin with, before I think practicing, like I hate Monaco. Like to be fair, like I still don't like it, but because it's not a great racing track. Obviously, it's only about for the history now. I think the cars are obviously
Hmm.
too big. But the more I practiced, I did start to enjoy it more. I actually found a track that I actually now hate more than Monaco, which I thought was hard to believe. But Bahrain, I had to do some TT times in
Hmm.
that, and I actually preferred Monaco over Bahrain, to be fair, which I was really surprised at.
Yeah, I find that as well this time round. I think, yeah, Bahrain is a tough track. I think it doesn't always get the sort of respect, if you like, that it deserves and the credit that it deserves, because you've got a lot of quite slow corners, but then you've got a lot of the medium to faster speed corners as well, and there's quite a few big straights in between. So it is quite technical. It's quite tough to set up your car for that track, and it is very low grip as well. So yeah, I think I see where you're coming from with that. To be perfectly honest, I can't really say that I disagree with you as well.
Yeah, as I say, I wouldn't mind if one day they went, we're no longer doing Monaco, but it's never going to happen realistically, is it?
No, I think you're right. It's not, is it? As we
I
now have. Oh, there we are. We are. I thought there was a bit of a sound glitch then. But now we are on for the formation lap. It is not showing me. There it is.
We've got Nick and J-Sarge going for a
Ooh.
very aggressive start, should we say. They're going to. Surely they're probably going, unless they're going for like a
Maybe an early undercut.
Five laps on the softs and then maybe hard to the end. I think the
Yeah.
hard round here is the more superior tyre to the medium.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, this is I don't know this. You're the man in the know. You're the man I'm leaning on a lot here, mate. I know you're exhausted. I know you're hot from your race, but definitely leaning on your knowledge and experience here. Single track's also going with the hards, and so is Mahmudev. Yeah, I mean, clean air is also key, isn't it? But we have that risk of the virtual safety cars and the full one, which, like I say, you said you didn't get, of course, in the Tier 2 race, but that's going to be huge. There's a lot of gaps forming as well, actually, on this formation. That driver's just desperate to get any heat possible into their tyres. Benny's wanted to get on with it.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks where you have to push to get the temps, because you can't swerve, because obviously it's so narrow. You're normally getting like lock to lock on, aren't you, to get the heat in the tyres, but you just can't round here.
No, that's a very good pit. Yeah, he has. No, that's a very good point. You're right there. Yeah, it is very difficult to get the heat in, and I'm surprised a few of the drivers hung back a little bit, but that's not best practice. But we've now got the rest of the grid forming up notorious in my car's usual place, close to the back of the grid, and now we are hopefully going to get that view, which we do. With the going on pole, we've got 4, 5 red lights in Tier 1 around the Principality. It's Let's Go Racing. Good start. Great start from Rugoni. Good start from Ben. It's line astern into turn 1. Bailey was under better pressure from Calvin. But we've got Armour and Bobo side by side on exit. All clean above that. Nick got a great start past Rassam as well. He is now up using those soft tyres at the start to his advantage. But everyone clean, single track through on airways as well. Everyone seems to be okay at the minute. Oh, who's this? Anton, Nick side by side into Mirabor. Nick got the move done. Wow, what a move.
Yeah, you got Nick up 2 places. Lorpy's up 2 places. Well, Notorious has managed to gain 2 places as well.
Yeah,
the top 7 are just as they were.
Yeah, airways and single track were quite slow into the hairpin. They're missing. Airways is missing an end plate. I'm not sure about the Red Bull of single track. He's not, but I don't know if there was anything going on. But look at this ahead. Ugoni Benny already got a second over Chris at this moment in time, who's got Calvin for company. And now let's see what the top 2 can do, really. As Nick's pit already. Lap 1, Nick pits, Sarge pits as well.
Those were the 2 that were on soft, so I don't know if they were going for a 1-lap dash, maybe.
Has anyone got damage? There's none for that. None for...
J-Sarge hasn't, and no, neither of them have got damage.
Well, that's a 1-lap dash. I mean... I'm kind of trying to work that out.
After 1 lap, I'd have done maybe 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah. They made that hard work.
I think J-Sarge has gone on to mediums by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's a strange one. I mean, Nick got the jump on a couple of people, so they both had good starts, and then kind of threw it away. But now they're going to be in clean air, but together, and start causing quicker tyres to be warmer quicker.
Yeah,
That's going to be an interesting one.
It is possible, Nick, to go hard now to the end. I think the hards, you can get them to around 18 laps, so
Okay.
it is doable for him.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to hope there are no full safety cars, and really, so he doesn't hamper his progress. We'll keep an eye on the gap at the back, but top two just pulling away from Chris at the moment now. They've pulled 4/10 this lap. But Chris is smart. Chris will just play the longer game, try to save ERS, try to save some tyres. He's there with Calvin as Notorious has done a Hodgie, and he's hit the wall out of Raskas. It's great this. I can actually self-burn here. No one else can do it for me.
Yeah. Looks like I think he's missing both of his end plates. I know, just his right one is missing.
Yeah, tough one. I think he's not been as a regular driver as he would have liked. And we've got a big one. G-Star out. Virtual safety car. That was the same place you mentioned, funny enough. Oh, big time.
Out of turn 4.
Yeah. That's exactly where you mentioned in qualifying. Big spin for G-Star.
This is where I'm surprised that a car has gone out and it was literally parked in the middle of the track, and you only get a VSC from it. I don't know if it's because the game thinks Monaco needs to get rid of it quicker, maybe, but I'd assume possibly a safety car would have been called.
Yeah, you would for that, wouldn't you? No, I totally agree with you, and yeah, that was a tough one. I think it is very strange. But he was in the middle of the pack as well. We've actually got, I think, a few people may have... there we go, as it goes green with the DRS enabled. Although, interestingly, our track... Oh no, that didn't go green now. It actually stayed with the yellow flag there. That was a bit strange. So I was thinking, oh no, it's not doing this glitch again where it stays on it.
Andrew's gone into the pit. He's got a damaged wing.
Yeah, he has. I don't know if he was... I don't think he was near G-Star before that happened, so...
I think Notorious is changing his wing as well.
Well, that's alright, I left him plenty.
Well, maybe they've got the budget left for wings.
Chris has struggled on this restart a little bit. He's dropped maybe made a little bit of a mistake, and he's gone back into the clutches of Calvin and Saviour. I mean, those three love a good battle, the three of them together, don't they? How many times do we see that?
Yeah, and you've got Bobo right behind his teammate Armour, so I don't know if maybe... I think those two are normally in a path together, so maybe if Bobo thinks he's quicker, we might see a swap, unless he's just going to let Armour see what he can do for now, see if he can catch Saviour. Yeah,
possibly. Just give them a few laps to just to settle themselves. That's a good idea, good call. So that'd be something quite interesting to see. Agoni's just pulled out of the DRS detection from Benny. But we've got this. Armour has actually closed a little bit to the Chris Calvin Saviour fight.
Yeah, he's got within the second now.
Yeah, so this is going to turn into a 5-horse race. Airways is in the pits now as well. Don't forget mandatory 2-stop as well, folks. So we're going to have to see those ones who've pitted. There we are. Early on, Nick, Sarge, Airways, Monster, and Notorious. They've only got one more to do. But it's all dry. I mean, I would have liked to see some changeable weather just because I'm not racing. So I don't have to deal with it. You did, unfortunately, of course.
Yeah.
And that just throws up another curveball. I mean, setting, for your setup here, it is obviously maximum downforce. But what do you have to think about, Louis, here? If we were having rain, with the changeable condition, what do you have to think of? What would you change? Or did you potentially change? I don't want to give you secrets of your setups away. But what were you thinking about would change slightly to compromise some dry running in place of favourable running in the wet?
Ironically, my setup didn't actually change. It was the same from dry to wet, so the setup I was using. The only thing it said to change in the setup was normally this game you want to do maximum tyre pressures. The only thing
Hmm.
it said was run minimum on the rears for quali, and then maximum in the race to obviously help with the tyre temps. That was the only
Wow.
thing it said to change, and then brake bias was made. Well, it kind of varied on the brake bias. It gave you a range of what you felt if you were comfortable with,
Okay.
but everything else was the same. Suspension, ride height. It just said leave it.
Yeah, I mean
Which
it's
I think is probably about fair because you need the soft suspension around here. Normally, I think in the wet you firm up your suspension a little bit, but around here you need the rotation, so you just need to keep it fairly low to get that rotation.
yeah. I know what you mean. It's only quite a high at the front, isn't it, and then very low at the rear.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, that's a fair point, that one. And the ride height is usually you want the lower ride height, don't you, for the handling purposes. As
ooh,
Bobo and Armour have now swapped under the
yeah.
DRS, as Bobo goes
Armour got a
very
bit of a he
sideways.
got a bit of a tank slapper. Armour did.
Ah, right, that could have just allowed his teammate to come through. Calvin, we've just been watching Calvin a little bit. He's struggling as well with his rear tyres at this moment in time. So those mediums
Yeah,
are hurting a little bit.
like I know we on this game normally that we're saying like the softs are only good for about 3 to 5 laps. I was finding that the mediums started to go off a little bit after literally from lap 5 to 6. They started to not feel great.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's just because the rears were wearing so much more than the fronts. Just knocked the brake bias up by one just to help mitigate that a little bit.
yeah. That's an interesting point. Chris is really dropping off the back now of the top two, but that gap as well at the front's opening up. 1.5 seconds. And there's a few gaps forming further down as well. Sociopath on the back of Lorpy. They've had many battles over the last few seasons. But Nick and Sarge are closing into the back of them very quickly now. And interestingly, you know, Nick on the harder tyres, Sarge on the mediums, still behind. So it's going to be
Yeah,
interesting to see how that pans out.
I think the pit loss time around here is it about 20 seconds ish around here.
I think so. I think it's just about, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think you're right. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting now to see if they can progress as well, of course. But as you say, let's go back to those tyres. If you're saying there, of course, that the medium's feeling bad after, well, now, Sarge isn't in a better position, as you would think, because he only did that one lap on the softs. So they're not going to be massively better than those around him.
No, I'm just wondering if they went for the strategy of because it's a mandatory two-stop, try and just get one of them out the way early. But
Yeah, but
Ben's managed to close in a second on a Joni. He was 1.5 seconds behind.
That's Calvin's pit. The first one of the top bunch has pit. Yeah, he has actually, hasn't he? Massively. So Gunny could have made a big error somewhere with his tyres maybe going. What tyres did Calvin put on? It's the hard tyres, which would suit exactly as you said. As the hard, 2 sets of hards are good, but is he going to come out ahead of Case of Soze? That's going to be key. I think Soze would have got it done, Notorious, through on Airways. I hope he scores some points. It'd be nice that the second Ferrari can score some points for this point this season.
Yeah.
It would be very nice. I would appreciate it.
Yeah,
And no pressure on me to get
Ben
my Achilles tendon. Look at this from Nick! Oh, he's gone and got the wheel! Oh my goodness me! Tried it on Sociopath into Casino. I think there was enough space just about, but I think then Nick just panicked a little bit. Clipped the inside wall, hit the side of Sociopath. He then was hampered on the exit to Casino, and through goes Sarge.
Savvy's just had a big slide out to back, lost in DRS to Bobo.
Yeah, Bobo's got through. He got through on Armour, now through on Xavier as well. So he's flying in the Alpine. He's got a bit of clean air now to Chris, and that gap, those top two are just disappearing off now. Oh, Xavier sliding all over now as Rassam next to Pitt. As Airways gets 3 seconds. Joins that little club of Monster and Notorious.
Rassam's gone for mediums again, but he's also getting a wing change.
Okay. Interestingly. There's a 10 laps. I mean, if you're saying that what they'll do 18 laps of the hard tyres, he'll be sort of pushing it, I think, to go at the hards to the end. But it's possible. As I think, I'll tell you what, let's have a look at Mamudev. He's the lead driver on the hard tyres. And he's got, of course, Calvin on the fresh hard tyres, looking to hunt him down as he got through Soze after his pit stop. But if we keep an eye on what Mamudev can do and see how that car behaves, I think that might give us a bit more of an indication of how and where the crossover is. He's got 4.5 seconds as Chris now pits from third.
I think Armour's going to be getting a wing change. He's missing both of his end plates. He's smacked the ball into that.
Righty. Let's keep an eye on Socio in 3 seconds. Saviour's also pit. Is there a wing change coming? There is. You're right. So you spotted it. So Chris comes past. Calvin's jumped him. Calvin's got the undercut. And Calvin now up to what will be net P3. So very clever from Calvin. He was stuck behind, wasn't he, for quite a few laps, and yeah, made that jump, and away he goes.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see Ben and Ajoni in this lap as well.
Yeah, because they're now going to be coming under threat. Let's go to that. You said, what was it, about 20 seconds? They're not going to be... I mean, Calvin's 23.8 away. They're not going to be a million miles away from that, you know. Okay, yeah, Calvin's done 2 laps as they're both in. So, let's see if Bobo and Ant follow suit as well. Hard through Gorney. See on the left-hand side of your screen. What about Benny? Surely it's going to be hards again for him. Where is he? There he goes. And I think he's got out ahead. He has jumped him.
How's he done that?
Did Joni not press the pit button in time? Was he late into the turning?
Possibly.
It's the only thing I can think of. Oh, okay, so speeding in the pit lane. Not ideal, Steve. But wow, he got the jump. I mean, don't see that. I mean, importantly for them, they've actually got out ahead of Mamudev on 11-lap-old hard tyres. He's obviously one of the 2 drivers that started on them. And that's quite important because, of course, he's going to be struggling a little bit with those now.
Yeah, I imagine as well we'll be seeing Ant and Bobo now because they're on mediums still, so they won't be feeling great. No, and of course with the 2 leaders behind, you know, they're just going to want to not get out the way, but the gap has just closed through the Nouveau chicane by 3/10. Actually, it's closed by even more. It's closed by about 6-7 tenths in about 3 corners from Benny to Ant. That is signal to change, isn't it? It was over 3 seconds. Oh, Bobo speeding! Yeah, they're coming out of the pits. It was over 3 seconds to Ant, so they're closing massively on him. Yeah, they do. And Bobo, it's a 36 miles. It's quite a tricky entry into the pits, but yeah, just over that speed limiter. And that is going to really hurt Bobo. So let's have a Chris is through. Bobo's gone for mediums again. 60 kilometres an hour. Is that what it is, kilometres? I am rubbish on the kilometre side. I have zero clue about kilometres. I am so bad. What is that, about 33 mile an hour, is it, ish? I don't know the conversion. Well, I think it's 36 just by what it usually is. But yeah, let's go with that. I think we're going to be thereabouts, aren't we? As Monster's out of the session, what happened? He's in the pits. It's in the pits. Not sure what happened to him. I'm sure we'll find out soon. You've got night for him, but hold on for stepping up. And thank you for stepping up as well. So Chris is through single track. There's now a lap down. He's also racing. Of course, it was mentioned that this is single track's first race back as well. His first race on F125, and I mean, talk about a baptism of fire. Coming to a track like this and your first one back. He raced last week, didn't he, in Vegas? Oh, he might have done actually. I don't know if it was for Tier 1 though he raced. I don't think he did Tier 2. I could be wrong though.
Was it not Tier 0? I think. Look at this, Chris. On Mamudev. Mamudev sort of goes, okay, you're on a different strategy. Let him go.
So you've got J Sarge, Nick and Armour all together. J Sarge is actually missing his right end plate.
Ooh, so's your path out as well.
That's
Nouveau Chicane, yeah.
Very easy to take your left wheel off there.
That looks like that's what he's done. That looks like it. In fact, the car has gone. Couldn't see anything on it. So yeah, I think you're right there. I think that's what he's done. Just turning that little bit too early. And that's what's happened to Sociopath. So Federico. I've just looked. I thought I saw it. Ogoni's missing his right end plate.
Ah, yes.
I don't normally see that from these two drivers and drivers of their calibre, and the fact that Ugoni, I think, has just turned 20-year-old, which is very scary.
Oh, I saw something earlier in WOR. If you've ever heard of a guy called Leo Lund, I expected him to be fairly, not old, but like in his 20s.
Okay.
I clicked on his name, he's 15, and he's like a Tier 2 driver in PSGL, WOR. He races with like the esports lads. I was like, that is disgusting. 15 and he's that good.
That's ridiculous. I don't understand how they do it at that age. I mean, they don't have jobs, clearly.
Yeah. Well, it's like if you look at Otis Lawrence, what was he, 16 or 17 last year with esports, or was it this year, and he got his first win? And look how good he is. It's just ridiculous, the talent that they've got.
Absolutely, it is, isn't it? 100%, yeah. They've just got that extra bit, haven't they, on them, that they can react quicker. They just get a better feel for it. And I mean, they're all running direct drive Fanatec's usually, aren't they? And it does make a difference when you've got direct drive and just the way that they feel it. Look at Armour pushing on with Sarge through the tunnel. Had to think about it. That was brave. Sarge cuts it off. Sarge is missing a front end plate, and that may have been a warning as well for Sarge. Armour is absolutely flying, desperately trying to get past Sarge. 13 lap old on those mediums, has zero grip. Look at the understeer through the swimming pool section, and is really this is hurting Armour massively. There's a massive 10-second gap above that, and now Sarge does dive into the pit lane, but that is a lap or so longer than our Max DNF as well. His race has run down to 16 drivers left.
That right there is like a perfect example of how hard it is to overtake around Monaco. You can see that he's got the speed on him, but you just can't pass him because it's just so challenging because of the lack of space.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're 100% right there. It is. You can see the grip that Armour had, but you're right, just wasn't able to do anything about it, and it just gets frustrating. And that is, I think he got away with it. Martin's throttle pedal is sticking a little bit. That's why he's has DNF'd in the pits. But
yeah, the gap between Joni and Calvin's growing. 11 seconds now. Chris is not far behind Calvin.
Yeah, and to that fresher tyres, they could pay dividends. But that undercut, look how it was massive undercut. The grip that you just suddenly have once the tyres start to go. We've just seen they go very quickly, don't they?
Yeah. Nick's up to 6 seconds worth of penalties now. You've got Bobo on 10, Keys is on 13, Notorious 3, and Airways is on 3.
Yep, Soze and Bobo speeding in the pit lane, so they will serve that 10 seconds at their next stop. Everybody, apart from Sarge and Airways, have taken out their 2 pit stops. The rest on the 1. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ugoni does, I think, with Benny, if he decides to go that lap earlier and try to force out to go. But also, is he going to try and repair his wing?
If it's not hampering him too much, and I don't think he's going to bother, because he's obviously sticking within that second of Ben, so it can't be hurting him that much.
Yeah, and to be fair, if anyone can make a damaged car drive fast, it's kind of going to be Ugoni and Benny, isn't it? Out of those two, they're the two you kind of put your money on.
Yeah, I'm just intrigued to see if Mahmudev is going to get past Nick. He's got 13 lap fresher tyres. He's on mediums. Nick's on 15 lap old hards. So I'm just intrigued to see how easily he's going to get past. He had a
Yeah,
bit of
but
look down into the Nouvelle chicane.
he's missing an end player. Sarge is out.
So
Sarge is out
Sarge,
in the Nouveau chicane as well. But that's a
I think
virtual,
he's done the same.
full virtual, and Mahmudev, Nick pits. Mahmudev pits.
Oh, Nick drives
Nick.
through.
How? I think that needs looking at because Nick's in the pits.
Yeah.
I don't
Normally
understand
when you go into the
how.
pits, it gets rid of the delta, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's in the pits. He's under pit. I don't understand that. And if he has to serve that as well, that's going to be another 20 seconds when it goes green.
He's going to mediums as well, so he's going to have to take them a long way. But obviously, yeah, he's going to have to serve that penalty regardless. So
Yeah. Oh, that's a real strange one. That one.
the Gurney fakes going into the pits there. See if he was going to throw Ben in.
Yeah, both continue on their ways. They're probably going to pit in the next maybe 2-3 laps, possibly.
Well, they're on 7 laps. I reckon they're going to take them to about
Ooh, Chris pits.
13, 14 laps.
Chris pits and doesn't get a drive-through. I honestly don't understand that for Nick. I really don't.
No.
I've said this.
Chris will be trying to take them to the end there now.
Yeah, what we got there, 20 laps still. But yeah, look at checking them. Oh, okay, so just it goes green. Soze gets another drive through. Oh, sorry, just gets a drive through. Had 10 seconds already. So Chris has just about got that right. Just went green a little bit too soon for what he would have liked. But that's going to be interesting now to see how he pushes on in that race with Calvin. A lot of gaps on the field now.
Yeah, Armour's managed to jump Bobo. Bobo did pit just, but Armour's going to have to make another pit stop still.
Yeah.
You've got 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. You've still got 8 drivers that need to make another pit stop. Oh, 10 seconds now.
Oh, mate.
Just from bad to worse.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, tried to pit for his drive-through. Giving him another 10 seconds. Nick's just served his drive-through as well, which I still find very strange. I really do.
Yeah. I would like to point out, regardless of people finishing now, everyone's going to get points because we've got points down to 15th place.
Yeah. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, very good point. I think that might help Steve, you know, with what he's going through this evening. May just think, okay, yep, it's not going well, but I will still battle on and continue on. Where is he? Where are the leaders? There they are.
Coming in the tunnel now, they're just about to come around the Nouvelle chicane. I think they're just coming up to Nick, is it? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I was looking if they'd lapped anybody at the moment, and yeah, they have Airways and Soze. And I said this last week. I was commentating this race for my other league last Wednesday. I wanted drivers had been lapped, and I kind of made the point, and that because they have a similar system to us with the point scoring. I think they have it for the full grid, to be honest. But sometimes you think, okay, I mean, you know, let's say Soze, let's say Nick now, 13th. He's going to score a couple of points, which is brilliant. I'm not taking that off him. If you're a lap down and you're in the points, yeah, especially the gap he's got to the driver's head, you kind of don't mind. Because you're in the points and it's one less lap to have to bother with.
Yeah.
It's one less torturous lap around here, I think, personally. It's probably the wrong outlook. It's definitely a negative outlook, and I hate doing that. But at the same point, I kind of think, oh, thank goodness for that.
I mean, yeah. Again, just going back to tier 2, I was near the top of the pack, and I kept looking at the laps thinking, please, just go down. Like, I couldn't wait for it to finish. I kept looking at every lap, like, please finish, please finish. I was like, oh, 8 laps left, 7 laps left. I was like, for God's sake.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it? It is, and that's because it is just so tough. It's, you know, we've said it a few times that it's just a complete and utter onslaught. There is absolutely zero time to breathe. I mean, imagine if you're Ben and Lugoni right now. You nose to tail since the lights went green as Ben pits. That's early. 9 laps on the hards.
I'm not surprised by that, unless he thinks he's going to go hards against the end.
Still got 17 laps left to go. It is hard tyres.
It will do, and obviously with the lighter fuel, the tyre wear's not going to be as bad, but
yeah,
that does surprise me. I thought he was taking him at least maybe 12 laps.
Yeah, as his teammate goes through. Well, I've got
a feeling though Calvin's going to let him straight through, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll be surprised. Calvin's a great team player. He's very aware as well. I think he'll...
He's not letting him by,
through there. Maybe it's a bit of a difficult point for him to do that, and now, moves over, lets him through. Difficult to do that. Caught him right at the top of Massenet and through. Because, very difficult to do, so...
Yeah.
But now
I thought he'd let him through beforehand, to be honest, but...
Yeah, possibly. I think, to be fair, I think Betty caught him that quickly through there. But he's now 16.5 seconds is the gap. So this is going to be fun to see how that goes down. But as you've said, if he can keep the tyres and then put another set on, he's going to be right up the gearbox as well of Benny later on. But we've had a few virtual safety cars. You've had a few this evening for yourself, and anything's going to happen.
Well, it just depends, because obviously if Johnny pit, Calvin's pit out, what I was going to say. I was going to say if Calvin was staying out and he can keep within the 20 seconds to a Joni, he could then hold the Joni off a little bit for Ben.
Possibly. Try and play the team game on it. Interestingly, because Chris pitted earlier, he's got behind Ant. So that's going to be an interesting battle there with, of course, our commentary duo for Tier 2 this evening, which was great to get them paired up once again. They were one of the legendary...
Still does have to make another pit stop, so he will obviously fall behind Chris.
But it depends on how, or if, I say, that Chris could pass. Because I don't think we've seen a proper overtake on track. I think we saw the two Alpine swap positions when Armour had a moment. Armour's still there in 7th, needs to pit once more. Bobo has pitted, and they're right behind Saviour, who's just come out the pits as well. So I think, and he's right, once again, Saviour's behind Calvin once more. So that's going to be battle recommencing again very shortly.
Yeah, I just want to point out, obviously, since Ben pitted, look at the time he's gained to a Journey. I think he's gained about 5 seconds to him within that lap.
Yeah, he has. Wow, good spot. Yeah, I wasn't looking at that. Yeah, it was at least 16.5 when I last looked. Yeah, 2.5 seconds that I've seen, and then you've seen a bit more than that. So, yeah, those tyres fresh air really working well. And then it's going to be a bit of this battle for the final step on the podium. Chris currently will have it. I mean, I say that, Ant's going to pit. Obviously, Chris is right behind him. But Ant can look after tyres very well. So it's going to be interesting to see what tyres Ant decides to put on when he comes to pit. We've still got another 15 laps to go after this one, which you don't normally say that at this point.
No, so Chris is obviously going to be taking those hards 20 laps. Whatever lap Ant pits on, he's going to have 6 lap fresher tyres, so...
Yeah.
You'd like to favour that he could actually catch back up to Chris.
Yeah, but he's going to be...
with Ben Nujoni, Ben's nearly within a 10-second range of him, so...
Yeah, I think that might be Nick at a moment at Sunday Road is, and he's missing a front end... Oh, he's missing his whole wing. But no virtual safety cars for that one, interestingly. Yeah, Chris is now right up the back of Ant, but... And if we take a 20-seconder, it's stop. He's going to be behind Bobo at this point. So that's quite a big gap. And quite a lot of cars to get through.
Yeah, Chris has got within about half a second of him, just.
Yeah. Notorious there in 9th, doing well. Good man. Love to see that. He's going to take my seat, I can see it. I can see Tier 3 coming for me soon. The way this is going. But this, Notorious, great job. You may have to pit again soon. I think with the medium tyres on 7 laps. Now let's have a quick look at the penalty situation. Notorious still on 3, which he got early on. Nick on 9, Airways on 6, Kaiser on 13, so he must have served one of his 10-second penalties as well as his drive-through, but still there in 14th. So doing a really good job as well. Oh, Nick's out! It's in the pits. So now everybody is scoring at least 2 championship points, as Loppy's recently pitted, so he's going to be charging through as well. And now pits. So he took those tyres 12 laps, and we've got 13 left to go. I'd like to know when Ugoni's going to pit, because that gap is now 9 seconds.
And it's going to be quite far behind. He just served a penalty from the looks of it, I think, unless he had a wing change.
Ooh.
Because his car was stationed there and nobody was doing anything to it.
I've seen that before. Oh, look at this. Calvin and Xavier side by side. We're going to see an on-track overtake into Mirrenbo. They're still side by side. There's just enough room. Kevin Calvin gets squeezed with Xavier. There's contact around the hairpin. And Xavier's through. I think Calvin got it wrong through Casino. Had a big slide. Xavier, ever the opportunist, makes a move. I think that's probably one of the first on-track overtakes we have seen. And he didn't make it easy. Oh, God, he's gone for mediums. Ooh, that's going to be fun.
So Ben's on 5 lap hold hards. What's the gap going to be?
Yeah, that's going to be Keith. He's got out not far ahead of Chris, funny enough. Chris into Sandoval. There we
17
go.
seconds to Ben. I feel like even for a Joni, that's a big ask. Only he has changed his wing as well.
That does explain a little bit more of that now, because that was 9 seconds the gap or so, and then to be 17 didn't work with my maths. I'm not very good at maths, but for that to change that much, that does explain it, and why he was so close to Chris when it came to the pit exit. But those medium tyres, he's going to be very quick now, and has he got what it takes to actually get a move done as well?
Bobo's missing his left end plate.
Yes, and 8 laps on his tyres. Ant's going to be charging on. He's fresh hard tyres, so I expect that gap to come down soon as well. But interesting one, it's Calvin and Xavier battle, because that was a heck of an overtake. Calvin didn't give it up and make it easy, and I don't think the contact is what the drivers like to do, and especially these two, but I think it's just the nature of how tight and narrow it is. You come out the first mirror board, then that little kick, don't you, towards the hairpin, and it's so tight and narrow down there.
Yeah, very hard to avoid as much as they're trying to. It's kind of inevitable, really.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I think Calvin did everything he could to try to keep hold of the position, but yeah, the move was done. I think as Xavier was ahead, looked like through the apex of Mirror where they are now a lap later. But look at Chris was 2 seconds behind, and Ugoni's now pulled 4 seconds to Chris.
Yeah, he was, what was he, 17 seconds to Ben as he just came out the pits. He's taken off over 2 seconds already.
That's huge.
And the time just going down through every corner, 10 by 10, it's coming down.
Yeah, and I think it's going to for quite some time, isn't it? Because, 7 laps on the hard for Ben. Yes, they may feel okay. You'll know this, like I say, but it's now what he can do with those mediums. We're seeing drivers lap 7, lap 8. I think the most we've seen is maybe 10 laps, and they probably didn't feel too good either. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this. Notorious has recently pitted as well, the other Ferrari man. As I say, I'm going to try not to be biased, but it is my seat, so I'm kind of keeping my eye on it quite a lot with intrigue. And he's doing a fantastic job. He's currently 11th, just pitted for fresher mediums. Up the back of Rassam as well. I know he's got 3 second penalties. Okay, mate, that's 6 seconds. Now I've jinxed him. I can't believe I'm jinxing the person in my car. That's terrible. I mean, I'm not even going to talk about Bailey, because the last thing I want to do is jinx my teammate as well. That's not going to... that will not go down well. It will to everyone else. I'm sure everyone else will find it funny, but I don't think Chris would. now then you go only 12.4 that gap now.
Yeah, that gap between Chris and Johnny said it was 6 seconds when you last mentioned it. It's now over 10 seconds.
Well, I've talked about Chris, then briefly went to Calvin and back to the other Ferrari. And in that time, that's it. That's the pace that Ugoni's got now. As well, Airways pitting once again. He is now on fresh mediums. And of course, a lap down. So, let's have a look. Who have we got? Let's go with Notorious. Wow, look at this. He's all over the back of Rassam once again. Pushing the Mercedes. This is the closest fight on track. And this is not me being biased this time. This is generally the closest gap on track. So, you can have a look into Nouveau chicane. He's not. Airways knows how to defend. He is a very... Rassam as well. He knows how to defend. And he is very, very good at it as well. Look at the Ferrari pushing around. Wow, this is close. Don't make a mistake now, boys. This could end in tears. The tyre's taking a different line through Raskas, trying to get his braking point right. This is going to be interesting. If he can get and use his battery very slidey though through there, that's going to hamper him. I think that cost him a move into turn 1, and it has done. Just so slidey. Couldn't get the power down, but the grip that he's got. Any other track, and I think Notorious would have breezed up the road by now.
Yeah.
But just can't make it. It's just so narrow and almost forced to sit there for one more lap. Rassam just putting his car in the right place. The RS charge like flashing away like there's no tomorrow, but doing everything right at the moment. Doing everything he needs to do, and I'm pretty sure that was a Williams in the background that will be our race leader. I think it actually is. Yes, it is. So, the gap was saving. Go on.
Sorry, carry on.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, I just want to point out, with Notorious, just going back to him again, it's a bit of a shame that he disconnected during quali because he's actually made up 9 places for the race. So imagine where he could have been if he was able to take part in quali. That's
a great point. I haven't actually looked at those positions. I tell you what, though, it was Rassam's time. Oh, they both got slidey. They both nearly lost it. Rassam on the exit, Anthem Huge, and a bit further on when the DRS opened for Notorious. They just got too much wheel spin, and there's the leader coming up behind. Wow, that was very, very close indeed. I thought the move was on, but not this time round.
Still nose to tail.
They are, but I tell you who's going to be coming nose to tail now. It's Chris and Saviour. 3 lap fresher tyres for Saviour, and he's closing the gap to Chris. It's now less than a second. I am keeping my eye on Notorious, obviously, because if he can get that, he's got 6 seconds of penalty, so he wants to make that move and see if he can actually push on as well.
Yeah, he's the only. Oh no, he's not. Airways as well. Him and Airways have both made 3 stops as well. So imagine where Notorious could have been with 1 less stop. He'd be between, I think, Armour and Mahmoud.
I think he had damage at one point. That was why. I tell you what, though, we've got 1 Ferrari attacking further down the field. 1 Ferrari now on the defence because I mean this is just an absolute pairing. It's Saviour and Chris. Many times we've said this before, many seasons. But look at this battle now. Let's get rid of the tyres we've seen. Now Chris has got 3. Penalty. Oh, he's going to be kicking himself for that one.
Such an easy corner to get an invalidation on there.
Oh, absolutely. You'd think you're taking the same line, the right line, lap after lap, and it's millimetres is the difference. I wonder, I'm going to go on a little bit of a limb here. That, I mean, you said you can get the hard tyres 18 to 20 laps. I mean, they may not feel very good. I'm wondering if it's going to be possible at all. Because Chris seems to be just struggling with the overall pace. That gap now to you going over 21 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the pace is obviously going to deteriorate, but it obviously is possible. But the worry is now, he's obviously got Saviour right behind him on fresher tyres. The 3 seconds puts him within range of Calvin, so he's looking at a P5 at the moment.
Exactly, it does, and Calvin is going to look to push on as well. He's got through some of the traffic as well by the looks of it. So Calvin can push on. Who is that these come through? I think that's the Haas, or it will be of Airways.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Calvin's on 4 lap fresher tyres than Chris, so that'll be a big advantage for him.
yeah, it's just about that 2.8, 2.93 second mark at the moment. So it's hovering there. It's just crept above it in the last couple of corners. So yeah, it's going to be one to watch. Of course, we've still got 5 laps to go now. Which, you know, you said before, you're just hoping it just flies over, and it just doesn't, does it?
No, as I say, it's just absolute pain.
Yeah, but with the everyone's made at least 2 stops, as you mentioned. Then there's a couple there have made 3. We've still got, yes, there are major gaps, but we've got some battles now. We've got Saviour with Chris and Calvin not far behind, but we've got Ant on 8-lap-old hards compared to Bobo's 15-lap hards, and they're now doing a bit of a duel. So the difference in strategies, the difference in how long they took that medium stint, even against a Druid. Lovely to have you back with us. But the difference in that strategy now, it's really starting to make some exciting end to this race. Because the difference in the tyres.
Although they've got like the big difference between them, so like the leading cars obviously got the older age tyres. Obviously we're going to sound like a broken record, but with how hard it is to overtake, like Notorious is still stuck behind Rassam, he just can't get past him. That's how difficult it is, and he's been doing it for about 5 laps now.
Yeah, absolutely he has, hasn't he? And that's it. That's the difficulty for it. I mean, I just really want him to finish so much. From starting at the back of the grid, he's having a fantastic race. Actually, let's just look at those position changes. Yeah, the biggest winner, isn't he? Dev's up 3, Soze up 3, and a difficult race for KZ. He's had, what, 2 10-second penalties and a drive-through. As Notorious on 9 now. So it cements that 11th currently for him. Still can be great points, and I love him for it. But then Loppy up 4, Airways up 4 as well. So there's a few chopping and changing by 1 as well, but they're the big winners this race, and that just shows. And I mean, you mentioned, you know, if Notorious had qualified, where would he be? And if he'd only done that 1 less stop. Yeah,
Joni's actually within 6 seconds, 5.5 seconds to Ben now, but he's on 9-lap old tyres now. Ben's on 14, so Joni's going to be feeling the effects of the tyre wear now. I know it's obviously on lower fuel, but still not going to be feeling great on the mediums.
No, that's a very, very good point, and I think that sort of the way that the gaps were coming down originally, you know, it was taking like 2.5 seconds a lap out of Ben's lead. That has just gradually gone a little bit less, and it's now sort of getting a bit, like you said, the tyres are just going to wear that bit too much now, and it's maybe just a bit too much. Johnny's asking us if we like Roblox. I've never played it, mate. I don't actually know. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, mate. You ever played it?
No, I think it's a game for kids, if I'm honest. So,
isn't it sort of like a? I mean, I could be getting the complete wrong end of the stick here. Isn't it like a huge Lego type game, a bit like your Minecraft game?
Very similar, yeah.
Is it? I kind of have it in my head, and I think this is just the name that's causing me to do this. You know, like when before you get to Lego and you have Duplo.
Yeah.
As a child, and I can say that I have a 3-year-old nephew. He plays with that. That's what I kind of think of when I think of Roblox. I mean, I think I really am going to be wrong, but I do think of Duplo.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry, Johnny, probably burst your bubble there, pal. Look at this, so Armour's now getting involved and interested with the Bobo and Ant battle, although he does have a penalty. Calvin started to close in a little bit to the Saviour Chris battle. Notorious. I think something's happened with Mahmoudev. What happened to Mahmoudev? Has he lost a wing? Didn't quite see it. Yeah, he's lost an end plate. But Rassam really closed into him. There was a decent gap there before that. and he's now there. But the
I don't know if it's just me, but Mahmoudov's ghosted for me, and so
yeah,
is
he's so's Rassam,
Notorious.
and I think that is because he has got Notorious
Is
isn't.
blue
Notorious is
flags
missing an end
maybe?
plate. Yeah, they're both still ghosted. Oh no, now
Ah,
they're
no,
back.
they're not now.
That was strange. Not sure what's going on there, but I tell you what, yeah, there's a few little battles kicking in. That Ugoni gap has now increased. It's now up to 6.9 seconds. So I think those mediums have cried their day. And I think Ugoni has done everything he can, and it's now down to Benny just to bring that car home. Where is he? Coming out the tunnel for the penultimate time. Lap 38 just has to ease that Williams home, and he'll take one more victory to add to his. I've lost count of how many he's won.
If he wins today, he's won every race he's raced in this season. He missed Vegas. That's it. He's won every other race.
He's like you.
No, I didn't win today, so
No, that's it. He missed one and didn't win it. You unfortunately didn't win today for your season. Still having an unbelievable season though.
I
So
missed Silverstone, so
oh right, okay.
I was on holiday for that one. So
Oh bless you. So you actually gave someone, like I say, you're giving someone else a chance.
yeah, well, I don't know if you saw it, but it was a chaotic end because it finished the last 5 laps. I think was in the rain. And it was a chaotic ending.
I think I was on comms for that one. I think I was. I've done a lot of commentary this season. I've covered people as I normally do, and yeah, helped out quite a lot as I normally do, which does mean I am going to be taking next week's as a breather, because we've had some unfortunate commentators who have just sort of cried off and cancelled last second, which has hurt. And some people have been away. Yourself, Mr. Pratt's been away as well, and Mr. Balian. So that's understandable. But yeah, I'm going to be taking a week off. Doing 2 to 3 comms a week it's tiring. But I tell you what's not tiring for this man in particular. Benny comes round Raskas for the final time through the final corner and takes the win. He didn't have it all his own way through the first part of this race, but he has just been superb and imperious, and he got the better of Damiano Ugoni this time round, as I think he tried to celebrate and clip the wall and has lost an end plate for good measure, but Ugoni's going to take second. Is Chris going to hold on? But what's he's going to finish? He's got that 3-second penalty, and Xavier and Calvin are right there.
Yeah, I think he's dropping down to 5th.
It is going to be 5th, isn't it? That's hard for Chris. He had a fantastic race. He just got caught out a little bit in the pit stop phase, did the undercut, but just couldn't eke the tyres out to the end. And it is going to be Xavier that takes 3rd ahead of Calvin and Chris. Can Bobo hold on to Ant as well? Wow, this is going to be what an end this has been. Wow, absolutely incredible. Ant's tried everything into Raskas. Went one way, went the other. He's going to try. I thought he was going to try the van corner, but Bobo goes wide. I don't think Ant's going to have the pace and the overall speed. He's not. Bobo holds on ahead of Ant and Armour. And a few drives were a lap down there, but that could have turned very scary and interesting right at the end. Wow. That was how it worked. But as Ugoni's left the session, hopefully that's not going to cause our glitches that we do tend to get occasionally. It has been a bit better lately. There we are, the podium. Here's Benny on top once again with Ugoni in second. And Xavier climbs to the top, to the podium in 3rd place. And that was some serious battles throughout that race this evening. But the man who held his own, who managed to keep it cool, takes top step once again. And let's have a look, as he is the race winner. The fastest lap though set by Ugoni. Driver of the day is Notorious with the most overtakes, and the cleanest driver is Benny as well. Let's go to the provisional standings. It is Ben on the top step ahead of Ugoni. That's an 11.5 fastest lap. I don't think I can do that in qualifying, so that's an incredible lap time. Saviour in third with Calvin in fourth, Chris in fifth, Bobo sixth and seventh, Armour in eighth ahead of Mamwadev and Rassan running at the top 10. Notorious in 11th, fantastic from him. Loppy and Airways and Soze and Nick in 15th with Sarge, Single Track, Sociopath, Andrew and G-Star. Just about got there in time. Louis, who do you think, my friend, is going to be? Who is your driver of the day?
I mean, you've got to give, obviously. Normally, we don't like to give it to the person in first. Obviously, Ben for a fantastic drive, obviously getting the jump on a journey in the pits, and then obviously making the hard tyres work. So I'll probably give it to Ben, and then also, obviously, as we say, Notorious for the amount of positions that he actually gained, considering he started from the back.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm going to have to completely agree with both of those options. Like I say, I know I could come across a bit biased to Notorious, but he's done a lot better job than I could ever have done in that car. So, yeah, full credit and absolutely 100% fantastic. And, yeah, Benny, how on earth he did that undercut? Like, in the pits as well, just timed that and came out on top. And then that was it, wasn't it? That was all she wrote.
Yeah, the only thing that I can think what would have happened is because obviously Ujoni being in the McLaren, I noticed it a couple of times. Because you're the first pit box, it is easy to miss, obviously, pressing your pit turn in. So unless he just got caught out because it's the first pit box and it's obviously such a short lane, that's the only thing that maybe it caught him out, possibly.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that could be a good call. Yeah, and that just makes that couple of tenths difference, doesn't it, in the pit stop? And then, of course, if Benny was able to pit it, then yeah, he's managed to do it. But that is it, folks, for this evening. We have got Wednesday night, of course, the Tier 3. Tier 4 boys will be taking to the track. And then, of course, Tier 0 on Thursday evening. But that is us for this evening. Louis, it's been a pleasure to have you back, my friend. It's been a while since we've done this together, but awesome job. Thank you very much. It's been, like I said, been a big pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome job. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you very, very soon indeed. Have a lovely evening, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Good night.